Alright, do a quick dive to straight into patch notes here, kind of compared to what we were expecting to see as well, right? So, starting off from the top here, let's talk about what was supposed to come with this update and what we actually received, and see how that kind of plays out. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to be going back and forth with a lot of pieces here. Okay, so we knew we were going to be getting a new god, goddess of seasons, perfect. We knew that we were going to be getting some more story. We knew we were going to be getting some boon updates, which is great. Looks like we're getting some Daedalus upgrades. We knew that we were going to be getting some story events, so this is great that it's coming through. It actually came through pretty strong. I think what I am most surprised by is the Rod of Fishing Capture and Sell Underworld River. I'm going to be getting ahead of myself here, so let's back up. Let's take it from the top. Early Access Patch 36. Long Winter Update is what this is going to be called from here forward. We want to start the year off with a bang with this major update. It features a new Olympian, a new weapon variant, new activities, more story, and many other improvements. We plan to follow up with a couple of smaller patches while keeping a close eye on your feedback. Thank you very much for playing. Okay. Highlights. Goddess of Seasons brings winter to the underworld. Seek out her powerful boons. Okay. Does this actually open up? No. Okay. That's just the bullet. Rod of Fishing, Capture and Sell Underworld River denizens with the new house contractor item. So this is going to be a contractor item. Okay. Okay, so we got a new aspect. Earn this unique new aspect for the Eternal Spear and vanquish your foes. Okay. Underworld decor galore. Scores of new items are available at the newly renovated house contractor. So this is going to be interesting to see if this is going to be purely cosmetic, if this is going to play into that story more about the actual underworld itself and opening up new areas, or what this could do. So super excited about that. New legendary keepsake. Forge an unbreakable bond with Dusa. Ooh, okay, it's about time. We got our biggest fan out there. Summon her to petrify your foes. That sounds absolutely amazing. Super excited. Boon info and victory screen update. Oh, victory screen update. Okay. Pin multiple boons on screen for easy reference and sharing. I'll have to play around with this a little bit, but I think if this is what I think it sounds like, I think this is going to be pretty cool. New Daedalus Hammer upgrades. Look for multiple new upgrades for each weapon. Oh, okay, so we're going to be getting new Daedalus Hammer upgrades for each weapon. That's actually that's pretty awesome. That's going to open up a lot of new builds. Okay, uncover new secrets in hours of added narrative with more than 1,000 new voice lines. I don't want to say that there was too much before, but goodness if I'm not still finding new things almost every day, so that's great. I love to see that we got new voice lines in here. I absolutely love the voice acting. I wonder if the story events are going to be playing off the new god, or they're embellishing that a little bit, or if this is going to be beyond that. So it'll be interesting to see, but super duper excited. Increased prices of boons. Oh, okay, so general gameplay updates. So increased prices of boons. I think this needed to happen. I think right now they're too cheap, and they just really needed to have a little bit of an increase to be worthwhile for overall gameplay. It's gonna give it a little bit more of a challenge, but man, it did need it. 125 to 150 range was pretty cheap for the tier ones. Increased price of Daedalus hammer sold. Okay, same thing. I don't see a ton of value in buying Daedalus, so I guess I can understand that though. If they boosted the price of boons, you're gonna have to increase Daedalus along the way. Increase prices of augmented boons and palms sold by. Okay, okay, so this is fine. So this is talking about the secondary shop, and the increased cost there. Okay, no worries. Slightly reduced healing from tasty looking health drops. Um, okay. That's a little bit of a bummer, but we'll be okay. So this is talking about the food drops that kind of look like they're euros or something like that. I'll have to see what the slight reduction actually means and how it will impact us in hell mode afterwards, because right now I'm not super sure. Reduced healing from fountain chambers, however, new contractor upgrades can increase it. Yeah, okay, I like that. For a game that they're going to continue to build off of, I think this is pretty necessary. Reducing a lot of these and playing around with these prices, I think, is going to be something that's going to continue to fluctuate. We might see gold changes down the road with encounters also, so something to take into consideration. You may now encounter fishing points in various chambers. Once you have the rod of fishing, deliver your stock to the head chef in the house, who will take very good care of them, which means he'll probably cook them, right? I wonder what that'll do for us and what that'll unlock, if anything. It's very intriguing. I love that they're adding things like this. Infernal arms, aspects, and abilities. Okay. We're just going to kind of zoom through this here. Blade, Zagreus aspect, also increases dash distance. This could be pretty decent. We'll have to see what that dash distance is, but that could be pretty good for speedruns. Zagreus aspect isn't awesome for speedruns. I don't know. We'll look into it. We'll see what it looks like. Eternal Spear. Okay, so we got the new aspect. Seek Achilles to learn more once you have several aspects. Okay. Zagreus aspect for spear. Increases attack damage and dash strike damage. That's actually a nice little buff. Shield of Chaos, slightly increased Bull Rush charge up time, slightly reduced Bull Rush damage. So this is overall Bull Rush. I think this is good. I think this needed to happen to really even out the shield a little bit. Since your shield naturally does block, it needed to be staggered a little bit. So this is pretty good change. That, and with the current speed runs that are happening, this is gonna draw that back, that timing back just a little bit. Shield of Chaos, increase damage of throw special. That sounds crazy. We'll have to see what that damage is increase is. I wish it was more specific in the patch notes, but we'll dive in a minute. In a radial pattern. Okay, I'm gonna want to see this in action, but it sounds like these are gonna be a little less random, which I think could be really good. Adamant Rail no longer briefly slows foes on hit. Honestly, I don't know why they would do this. That's a big nerf. Huh. I don't know. It doesn't look like that aspect is even hitting that weapon yet. So, pretty big nerf. Not much added to the rails so far that's worthwhile. Okay, so you got 11 new boons and 4 duo boons. So 4 duo boons coming. Okay, I think that's super exciting. That's well enough to build off of a couple new weapon builds. Building strength, Zeus, reduced power level, increased effect duration. Okay. I think that's a nerf overall. Not a huge fan. Reduced power scaling from improved rarity. Okay, so another slight nerf. We won't be able to tell until we get into it. Reduced damage. Okay, so the Zeus and Dionysus duo is what got. Man, they're really just giving Zeus the beans here, aren't they? Divine Dash slightly reduce deflect duration. I think this may have been needed. I think deflect on dash is kind of overpowered right now. Increase God gauge cost and effect duration. Cannot be used quite as often. So that just means it takes longer to charge up. And it lasts for a smaller amount of time, it sounds like. Or a shorter period of time. Okay, so Merciful End. Okay, reduced damage, reduced appearance rate. This is a huge nerf. Merciful End was super overpowered, though, in my opinion. I think this is something that needed to happen. Merciful End was where you could essentially deflect, and when you deflected, the doom would trigger immediately. And yeah, the fact that they just made it appear less is pretty big. All right, reduce slow effects on foes' projectiles. So instead of it making their their projectiles completely irrelevant, it looks like they're going to be moving a little faster now. Okay, so this had to happen. The weak status curse being reduced. Weak was so strong. It was so strong. So I'm glad that this is happening. Hopefully something will come in to make it feel okay though. Broken Resolve improves potency. Okay, so this is to counterbalance this, it sounds like. I wonder if that's going to be tier 2. That sounds like something that would be tier 2, similar to Doom's. Bonus damage after X period of time. Okay. Passion Dash. Now affects foes near your dash destination rather than the starting point. This is big. I think this needs to happen with quite a few skills. Hopefully it's not just this one that's being impacted by that with the dash. Curse Shot, formerly Shatter Shot, updated effect. Well, they have done it. They've broken one of the most broken combos. So this is probably something that needed to happen as well. Curse of Pain, slightly reduced damage. Okay, so we have broken speedruns, it sounds like. Battle Rage, adjusted scaling for rarity and palms. Overall power level should be similar. Okay, so not much change. Just reworked it. Ares Aid, reduced damage, increased move speed. Hunting Blades, reduced speed, reduced... Wow, there's a lot of nerfs. Deadly Strike, reduced critical chance, wow. We'll see how this balances out, and if it balances out okay. But I guess this kind of makes sense. Because it felt really broken with the bow. Alright, Support Fire, reduced damage. Now deals several instances of damage and Hangover. Aw, that's great though. That makes so much more sense for Dionysus. I can't wait to see what that looks like. Several instances of damage. I wonder if that means it's going to be, let's say it's like 10 per tick, and you get 5 instances on it, if it's going to deal 10 5 times instead of a flat 50. Or if it's just an increase of damage. Dionysus needs some kind of buff, so I'm hoping that's meaning it's a buff. We'll see. Second Wind. Hermes. Increased effect duration. Increased power scaling from improved rarity. Second Wind. Why can I not remember what this is off the top of my head? Let's find out. Oh yeah, second wind. After using a call, gain dodge chance and move speed for 6 seconds. Um, this is good. I think this will be good now with Dionysus. It seems like he's going to be getting a couple buffs here from the sounds of everything. Passing through, craft the game. Oh, okay. Alright, so passing through has been removed. That was the one where when you run through an enemy, it slows them. So, sounds like our new god is going to be taking that over. Oh, they're really cutting some stuff out of Hermes. That's actually pretty great. Because if Hermes still appears as often, it's going to allow you to really grind into a little bit of the more effective uses. Like relative speed, it's fine. It didn't seem super effective. And then passing through, it was okay. It could be good in boss fights, but outside of that, I mean, I guess it's solid overall, really. Quick reload now offers by Hermes. Okay. Donated by Artemis, who felt sorry for him. I actually really like that. So wait. Quick reload. If memory serves, wait a second. Yeah, fast drops the items. Okay. So I think that makes sense for it to be in Hermes, because it is a speed-based ability where your cast is not stuck in the enemy for as long. And since Hermes also has the ability to allow that cast to automatically come back to you, I think this makes sense that it was moved. So I dig on that. Okay. Quick reload. Slothful. Chaos. Oh, thank God. Reduce how badly this curse can impair your move speed. This actually just has broken so many runs for me completely, so glad we're seeing a big change there. Daedalus Hammer upgrades. Newly added. Restores health on hit, but your life total is heavily reduced. Wow. That sounds so sick. Deals bonus damage when striking foes in the back. Okay. Nothing super amazing there, but we'll take it. Your dash strike hits multiple times, but your dash is shorter. Interesting. And since we have a dash increase ability now, that could actually mellow out and be pretty sick. Restoring health on hit, but your life total is heavily reduced. Coming back to this for just a second, I'm imagining that's on attack, but it doesn't say on attack specifically, so we'll have to play around with that and see if that's only on attack or if it impacts multiple abilities like your special and your cast. Charge Skewer. Press and hold the power up to power up your Skewer's special. I'm assuming that's just a damage increase, but you hold it no longer quite as quick. Okay. Okay, shield, press and hold to power up your throw special. Okay. Worlds. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to kill the overpowered shield with the Ares, where you just doom everything in the room and it just be super overpowered. They're gonna make things take longer to do as much damage, it sounds like. World Smasher, your bull rush is replaced with a powerful up close strike. Wonder how long you gotta hold that down for. That sounds disgusting though. Chain shot. For the bow, your attack bounces between targets, dealing bonus damage. That sounds pretty sick, actually. Dealing bonus damage? Huh, okay. Press and hold to power up your volley special. This could be good with the multi-shot hitting the single enemy aspect. Cluster bomb newly added. Your bomb shards special fires a spread of 5 smaller bombs. Oh wow, that actually sounds so sick. So it lands once and then oh, it shoots 5 smaller ones instead of one giant. That sounds pretty cool. In an AoE, I wonder how small they are. We'll have to play around with that. That sounds really good. But can damage you. If you're not standing there when it blows up. Oh god, please tell me that's a real thing. That's amazing. A 3-round burst. Okay. So I think Infinity Chamber was unlimited ammo. And I think it's going to be the same thing, but also fires a 3-round burst. Explosive fire was cut from the game. I think this is okay. It keeps the rail in a pretty good spot. I think this Daedalus upgrade really makes this a pretty darn good weapon. You're going to crank out a lot more attacks, and that's definitely what it needs. Olympian Aid now gives you God Gauge. Gives you some God Gauge to use Poseidon's Call. What? Not really sure. I'll have to look more into it. Thanatos should show up more frequently once you encounter him for the first time in Elysium? Oh, yeah, because the first time you encounter him is in Elysium, the first time you actually run into him. So he should show up more frequently. So he'll be in runs more often. This is really going to put a damper on speed runs as well. After the other Fury sisters show up, it is no longer possible to randomly avoid one indefinitely. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't, but if that was a glitch, that is a good thing to patch out. Let me go ahead and shrink this down. I just realized that some of this text is going to get cut off. There we go. Alright, let's see. Where were we? Okay, Lecto reworked her rage gauge. You can knock her out of her rage, building move, but watch out. So I imagine you can stop her from building rage, but she's going to probably cast like an AoE or something when you hit her. Not really sure what that means, but excited to see what it is. Skull-o-Mat. Elite is more powerful. Reduced appearance rate and asphodel. Okay. Burn Flinger. Elite attack pattern adjusted. Okay. And then non-elite throws 1 wave at a time rather than a 2. That's kind of nice. I don't think it's not going to change my play too much, because most enemies you're going to be able to stun them, mini stun them, give them a little knockback to get them out of that. But this is good for the rail. It seems like they're doing a lot of little tiny changes that are going to make the rail much better. Reduce number of foes on the Asphodel Barge of Death under Middleman. Thank goodness. This was actually crazy. How many enemies you could end up getting on that barge at one time. Bone Hydra reworked aspects of this encounter to be faster, though deadlier, to compensate. 1 fewer phase, removed urns containing health. The Hydra finally realized they were there and ate them. Okay. I like this. I think this is good. The Bone Hydra fight just took way too long, and realistically, is pretty easy. So happy to see some changes there. Tech now dissipates as soon as combat is over. I think that means you'll no longer get hit by this after you've killed the last enemy. So if one has already fired an arrow and you kill the last enemy, you can still take damage from it. And I don't think that was ever intended to be that way. So it sounds like they just removed that from the game completely. Flame wheels. Reduced health and elite armor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. These guys are super annoying to deal with, so that helps a lot. Chariot no longer can hit multiple times in one charge. Also, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is the Chariot's probably killed me in this game more than any other enemy in the whole game, so this is much needed and very much appreciated, guys. Great job on that one. No longer can hit multiple times in one charge. Great Shield, appearance rate reduced. Non-elite no longer has a spin attack, reduce rotation, and increase vulnerability times. These are some huge nerfs to these enemies, and really, I think this is good balancing to Elysium, because Elysium wasn't necessarily that it was tremendously harder, but it did take a lot longer. And these nerfs to the Chariot, the Flame Wheels, and the Great Shield are huge. Soul Catchers, now more aggressive under the effects of mental management. That's fine. That's not a big deal. Minotaur no longer gains brief invulnerability when low on health in the battle with Theseus. Plus increased damage rate of poison effects in Template Sticks. Okay. I'm mixed about this. Let's talk about the Minotaur first. This is great. The invulnerability state when he was low on health was just time suck, and it was kind of annoying because it didn't provide anything additional. So them taking it out is great. Increased damage rate of poison effects in the Temple of Sticks. I'm assuming that's when we get poisoned, when Zag gets poisoned, right? I hate poison. I hate the poison effects in Temple of Sticks. It is so obnoxious. It's so good though. It really is. So damage rate of poison effects in Temple of Sticks, that's going to be a huge adjustment, and it's tough. Final boss, various changes to attack patterns, resolved issues where cover sometimes did not work reliably against range attacks. Okay, so I think this is going to make things a little bit harder. It's just going to be getting adjusted to attack patterns again, because it's just a new boss essentially. So we'll see what happens there. Keepsakes and items. Companion. Oh, companion Feedy Dusa. Okay. Holy shit, there's a lot. Petrifies your foes. Yep. Increased effect radius. Okay. Oh, this is good. That kind of needed to happen. Oh, this is nice. Increased damage. This will be good for when you really start getting into the Pact of Punishment. Okay, well this makes sense. That's classic. Oh, Broken Spear Point has a cooldown now. Okay. Ooh, that's a big nerf. But also one I think kind of balances out Lucky Tooth a little bit better. Reduce damage reduction at higher ranks. It's fine. Reduce bonus money at higher ranks. That sucks. How should I? Okay. Okay. Alright, house contractor changes. Screen now shows all available options by category instead of random set of just 3. That's great. That's really great. That makes picking these out a lot easier. Screen now shows which items you have purchased and lets you toggle some decorative items. So it sounds like any decoration you've purchased you can toggle between instead of having to purchase it again just to change it. Add many new decorative items for the house contractor inventory, some with light interactions. Okay. Added renovations that improve health recovery from Fountain of Chambers. Yes, but that was also decreased overall. So that was a balancing aspect. So it's just going to be a waste of gems probably. So not a big deal, but overall a game improvement for the long run. Reduce costs for many items for this grand reopening. I'm hoping that plays into the 5K and the 2K a little bit. Because that's essentially all I have left. Alright. Okay, new prophecy because new god. Okay. We'll look at these once we get in. To fulfill several prophecies. This won't affect you if you already fulfilled them. Okay. Increase rewards for Daedalus Hammer and Olympian prophecies. Pact of Punishment. Okay, so increasing heat on No Choice is good. Hard Labor being rescaled to 5 ranks is good. We'll show you those more when we get in the game. Tight deadline, timer pauses in non-combat chambers with characters such as Sisyphus. I think this is fine. You only burned a few seconds when you're in those rooms anyway. 1 new chamber to Tartarus, 2 new chambers to Elysium. I'm expecting that to mean not just like an overall new chamber type, but an extension, like that Tartarus is now 1 chamber larger, and you have to clear 2 more to complete Elysium is what I'm reading that as. More picturesque views in the first chamber of Asphodel. This is good. I really wanted to see this since the other chambers kind of have similar concepts. I'm glad this is an Asphodel. Layout of Megaris chamber to have fewer places to hide. You could who hides? Okay, never mind. Let's move on. Updated look at Bone Hydra's chamber. Ooh, sweet. Updated layout of Final Boss chamber. Okay. Gosh, I like how they're calling it Final Boss. Interesting. Alright, minor changes to layouts of some chambers to hopefully accommodate the rod of fishing. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Alright. I'm going to quickly run through this and only mention things that seem like they're important. A lot of updates to visuals, it looks like. Portrait variants, okay. Okay, this is great. This was super annoying. Visual effects of poison have been reduced so you could find the pools to heal. This is also good. Zeus's bolts everywhere made it impossible to see anything. Cool. Okay, that seems like it's pretty good. I never really used it. Ooh, accommodations based on your performance. Okay. Songs are subtitled. That's dope. That's so good. That's okay. Okay. Oh, sick. Okay. So a lot of new narratives. Hey, what's up, buddy? I went through the bulk of the update the patch notes here. I'm going to be uploading it a little later today, but welcome, welcome. Right now I'm just looking over the voice changes, and then I'm going to get a quick dip into the game and then run around the house and see what changes there are, because there's going to be a lot of visual aspects. Oh, that's cool. Oh, this is good. And the trial of gods, you now hear from the god you choose. It was always the one that was pissed off because you didn't choose them before. Okay, so the codex entries had to be updated because you can now gift them more often. A lot of dialogue updates. A lot of dialogue. Okay. There's nothing too crazy here. This is due to the contractor redesign. The item to release him can be found more reliably. From what it was stating above, that's pretty obvious. Gameplay timer pauses in non-combat chambers. Okay, you already said that once. Tags on prophecies in the faded list. Clear on selection rather than after closing. That's neat. Bug fixes. Okay. No whip, my friend. We're gonna launch into the game, and I'll show you all of that in just a moment. Fix Achilles, not telling. Okay. Interesting. Oh, that would suck. A permanent slowdown. There's a fishing rod, but there is no whip. Sweet. Alright, this is where the patch is going to end with the notes portion. Alright, y'all, gotta cut that one short. This is where we're gonna close this one out. I didn't want the video to run too long. I will be streaming tonight to go a little bit more in depth into the patch. If you want to swing by, the link will be down below in the description. I hope to see you there. We're going to be going over a lot and trying out some new builds tonight, so we're going to have a lot of fun. So with that being said, that's going to do it for this one, and I will see you in the next episode.